Hey, I'm Todd Sharp, and I am the developer advocate for Amazon Interactive Video Service. And I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about a demo that I built with Amazon Interactive Video Service regarding live shopping. So before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about live shopping. Why does live shopping matter, right? Let's look at the numbers a little bit. McKinsey estimates that live stream commerce sales could amount for as much as 20% of all e-commerce by 2026. That's a lot of money, a lot of percentage of e-commerce sales, right? Another study says that e-commerce is on track to make up nearly 25% or almost $1 trillion of global total retail sales by 2025. So those are some of the numbers. I'm sure you're familiar with them. You've seen the studies. Let's forget the numbers for a second. Let's talk about the reality of the situation, right? We're in 2023. Inflation is around 7%. The current economy is just forcing consumers to be a little smarter, a little stingier almost with their money. And this is reality. The economy is forcing people to make smarter decisions, really question what they're purchasing, whether they should be purchasing it, and it's affecting retail sales. How can we really make sure that we're providing consumers with a product that they want to buy? I really think that live shopping is part of the answer to that problem. Retail knows that demos from actual people make a difference in sales, right? And live shopping is no different, right? I mean, you're looking at a person who's used the product. People are so much more willing to listen to that person and actually take their advice. These people understand that they have credibility. And if they recommend a bad product, that's going to impact them. That's going to reflect poorly on them as a creator or as an influencer. So they're not going to recommend a bad product. These are the kind of things that consumers are relying on to make their purchasing decisions. Let's look at some a little bit of success stories that we've seen in the IVS organization. We've seen adoption from certain customers and how interactive video service has impacted their business. Let's talk about VTEX Live Shopping. VTEX is a large global electronics manufacturer, and they were able to sell more than $1 million in merchandising value and engage nearly 12,000 viewers during a 54-minute live streaming event in Mexico. 54 minutes, $1 million in sales, 12,000 viewers. Amazon IVS empowered that, made it seamless, without a hitch, no latency issues, no buffering issues, all good. $1 million in 54 minutes. Typical customer conversion for e-commerce is about 3%. This is a fact, right? With eStreamly, retailers average around 17% and have seen up to 47% conversion rates since they started using Amazon Interactive Video Service. That's pretty impressive. What about StreamShop? In 2021, StreamShop logged nearly 2 million unique viewers on the platform with a peak audience of 200,000 concurrent streams for a Black Friday shopping event. Amazon IVS handles it. The network is built for this kind of traffic. It enables developers to build these kind of networks that allow these retailers to have this kind of success without worrying about the infrastructure, without worrying that it's going to go down. The developers are going to have a hard time developing it. It just works, and it works amazingly. Developers, let's talk about building this platform, building your live streaming applications, your user-generated content applications. Low latency. We are seeing 2 to 5 seconds of latency. Depends on where the broadcaster is at, where the viewer is at, but for the most part, 2 to 5 seconds latency. Scale. I've mentioned this a few times. IVS is the same streaming technology that powers Twitch. Developers can count on a reliable network to deliver these high-quality streams globally. How long does it take from brand new developer to actually getting a channel up and running, broadcasting on a live stream? You could be streaming within 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. Everything is built with ease of use and simplicity in mind for developers and end users. What about different devices? What about different networks? The IVS player is built with all of these things in mind and actually uses adaptive bitrate streaming to make sure that the lowest latency, best quality for the particular viewer is delivered at all times. Interactivity. The Amazon Interactive Video Service offers tons of features for interactivity. We have Amazon IVS Chat. It just works. You just drop it in next to your stream, and you've got chat fully interactive with your users. Timed metadata, an awesome feature that allows you to inject at a very specific point in time in a stream a piece of data. We'll see how I've used timed metadata in our demo in many different places to show different dynamic content to the end user, to the viewer, based on a broadcaster's actions. The other nice thing about timed metadata is that it is actually embedded as metadata within the stream. So if you record that stream, your timed metadata is an artifact within that stream. On replay, that event still exists, can still be acted upon. On-demand playback. We have auto record to Amazon S3. All of your live streams can be persisted directly to an S3 bucket. You can retrieve those later on. You can play them back. Another awesome feature that goes along with that experience is chat logging. All of your chat rooms can be logged to either CloudWatch, a Kinesis Firehose, or S3 bucket. You can take your auto-recorded S3 live stream, you can take your chat log, and you can mash them together and replay a full event from start to finish with chat messages replayed at the moment in time they were posted to the chat. Multi-platform SDKs, our chat, our player SDK, our broadcast SDK. If you're building an iOS app, an Android app, if you want to broadcast from the web, it doesn't matter. We support a huge array of devices and operating systems. All that being said, we talked about live shopping. We talked about the stats. We talked about what makes interactive video service amazing and easy to use for developers. Now we're going to take a look at the live shopping demo that I created and see how it works. Let's take a look at the demonstration of the Amazon Interactive Video Service live shopping application. What you see here on your screen is the broadcaster view of the live shopping application. We have a preview of our video on the left-hand side, as you can see here. And on the right-hand side of the screen, we have the chat window, which shows our interactions with our viewers. This is the view that the broadcaster or influencer or creator would have in the application itself. The really nice thing about this view is the fact that we can do our broadcasting directly from a browser. We could do this from a desktop or laptop or a mobile device. It doesn't matter, all work just the same. And this is really nice because typically when you're creating live streams, in the past you would have to rely on some sort of third-party desktop software. OBS, Streamlabs, there are tons of them. But they're very powerful, but they can also be a little tricky and a little difficult to set up and understand how to get started and all those sorts of things. The nice thing about this is we can create an experience where no stream keys are necessary, no ingest endpoints or URLs are necessary for our creators. They can come in, click the broadcast button, and get going with their live stream. We have a few icons on the screen here. Let's talk about them really quickly. This little icon button down here in the bottom left-hand corner of the broadcast preview contains some links to various actions that we can perform as broadcasters. This green button with the camera in the lower center part of the preview is the broadcast button. Once I click that, our live stream will begin broadcasting. And this button down here is just a configuration button. Lets you select your camera, lets you select your microphone. So if you do have multiple cameras connected up to your computer, it's a really nice option to allow you to have multiple views, especially for creators. If they have, let's say, an overhead cam for their demos, they can switch between those. You can also create multiple composite views with the broadcast SDK to maybe put your your broadcaster video in the bottom right and have the large screen be another camera. You can share your desktop. All of these things are possible. We're not going to get into anything like that today in this demo, but let's get started. So we also have a shopper view, and let's bring that into view. So I'm going to minimize this screen here, not minimize, but resize it. And so our broadcast view is on the left-hand side of your screen. Down below that is the chat, which is a nice responsive view that adjusts to be below the screen in smaller resolutions. So on the right-hand side here, you have the shopper view. And this is the view that the shopper would see when they come to this application and they want to interact, observe the live stream, and interact with the creator. So we have some products down along the bottom. These are just mock products and kind of simulate the experience of a live shopping website or application. Again, we have the chat on the right-hand side. We do have some configuration up here. This is mainly just to set your username for the chat. We also do have a full screen view. So if I click the full screen button, we can see that we get a nice view of the full screen of the live stream, but the chat is still visible over here on the right-hand side as a overlay with some transparent background. Let's get started creating a live stream. We can do that by clicking the Start Broadcast button. We can see that our icon up here has switched to live, so we as a broadcaster can be sure that we're online. And within just a few seconds over here on the right-hand side, we can see that the live stream has begun, and our viewers are now seeing with about 2-3 seconds latency. So a really nice experience, and they can begin interacting with the broadcaster. So if I send a chat message here, we can see that the broadcaster view receives that message. The viewer also can see any other messages posted by the broadcaster or other viewers of the channel. We have a few additional icons for each message. We can highlight a message by clicking the star, and we can moderate a message by clicking the trash icon, and that will actually remove the message from the live stream for all of the viewers that are viewing it. So if there's something offensive or insensitive posted to the chat, can moderate that as a broadcaster. What other features do we have to demonstrate? Let's click the Broadcaster Tools button, and let's take a look at the products. If we click Products as a broadcaster, we can see a list of all of our products overlaid here. It has a nice transparent background so that the viewer can still kind of see what's going on behind the scenes with their broadcast, but allows them to search for and feature a given product. If we scroll down and select, let's feature this ring here, this nice white gold plated princess ring. And if we feature that, we can click Feature. And if we close that out, we can see over here on the viewer side, a nice overlay that comes up that shows that this product is now featured, and the exclusive price for live stream viewers is $7.50 from the original price of $9.99. A really nice feature. This uses timed metadata. So when I click that feature button as a broadcaster, the ID of that product is sent along with the live stream, and I can listen for and react to that on the viewer side to display the overlay and maybe time it out after a certain period of time, those sorts of things. What else do we have here? So Broadcaster Tools, we can create a new poll. So we can say, how awesome is Amazon IVS? Very awesome. And really, really awesome. And we can publish this poll by clicking the Publish button. And on the viewer side, we can see a nice overlay here that allows the viewer to vote on the poll. So if we click Poll Results on the broadcaster side, we can see in real time the votes coming in and be able to monitor that poll interactions with our viewers to, a nice feature. Would you want to use this product? Would you like to see this shirt in red? Anything we want to solicit from our viewers, we can do that very easily and have that direct feedback as a creator directly in our browser. Again, we have the Feature Chat button. So if I click Feature Chat, this allows us to highlight a really, really nice review or a very helpful tip from our viewers. And again, it displays as an overlay on our video stream on the viewer side. So really powerful features, really easy to use, really easy to create. I actually had a proof of concept up in about 2 hours, but it just really speaks to the ease of development with the Amazon Interactive Video Service platform. You can create really powerful, engaging experiences in a very short period of time. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. I appreciate you checking it out. I encourage you to check out Amazon Interactive Video Service. We do actually have a free tier for new accounts, and that free tier gives you 5 hours of live video input for a basic channel and 100 hours of SD video output, in addition to 13,500 messages sent per month and 270,000 chat messages delivered per month. So it gives you a nice way to check out Amazon Interactive Video Service, see if it works for you, see if it's just as easy as I said it is to develop on the platform, and see what it can do for your retail business and your live shopping applications. If you have any questions, I do encourage you to reach out to me. I can be found on Twitter at Recursive Codes, as well as on LinkedIn. Search for Todd Sharp. Also want to give you some resources to check out if you'd like to learn a little bit more. And one of those resources is dev.to/t/Amazon IVS. So really great place where I publish a lot of blog posts and tutorials. Also encourage you to check out Streaming on Streaming every Wednesday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. This is a live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/AWS. Every week, we have a new guest on that will come on and talk about a specific feature with Amazon Interactive Video Service. Sometimes it's just myself opening up the editor and writing some code. But if you do want to learn more about Amazon Interactive Video Service, it's a great place to come every week. We do also archive past episodes so you can catch up on those and check those out. Again, appreciate you checking out the video, and I'll see you next time.